back, everyone, to Not My
Cup of Tea. Welcome back.
Episode 6.
Episode 6. Breakups.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. So it's been a minute. I was having some technical difficulties with my laptop. I literally said in the last episode that we were going to try to be like super consistent, and it's been like 3 weeks.
Literally, this is the most inconsistent thing.
That's my fucking bad. Like,
It's both of them.
I'm just honestly, I don't know. I'm not tech savvy, and like I'm over here trying to do a whole ass podcast. So you know, like we're figuring it out as we go. Like, and that's the tea.
I'm proud of you for figuring it out because
Thank you.
Like, I don't even have an Apple laptop, and I just get annoyed if I need to go on Alexa's laptop and just try and find the internet. Like, I get annoyed. So
yeah,
kudos to her.
It's rough out here. But yeah, so that we were having some technical difficulties, which is why we haven't come out with a new episode recently. We actually had recorded an entirely different episode.
Yes.
That we might release
So
in the future, but
Yeah.
it ended up being kind of tragic.
So because the episode before that we posted, we said that maybe we'll do like a recording, you know, and we did it. Like, I'm really proud of us for doing it, but the angle and the lighting was just not it.
Yeah, no. We needed to do it in a completely different part of the house. Just completely different. With new faces.
Maybe even
I
a
don't know.
different venue. I don't know.
We just need to go get plastic surgery really quick, and then we'll come back on camera. But yeah, so we decided like we weren't gonna post that, and then so we had recorded it on my laptop, too, so that way just in case we didn't like the video, we would have the audio.
Yeah.
But then that's when my laptop like fucked up really bad, and we only got like half of the whole episode.
And we're just like, damn. But
So-
you know what? The episode was kind of like a little bit everywhere anyways. I think like
Yeah, we were a mess.
I think it was just like the actual recording was just like throwing us off like,
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah, it was. It's a whole different vibe. I mean, eventually we'll get there. We really do want to start doing like video recording, just because I feel like our facial expressions and like I talk with my hands a lot, so
Yeah.
like I feel like that'll kind of give you guys an idea of what the fuck we're doing.
Yeah.
Because-
And then I just have one of those faces where it's like my face is like everything how I'm feeling, like,
Yeah.
and I hate it. But I mean, for the sake of this, like, I think it'd be perfect.
necessary.
Very necessary.
So with that being said, this episode 6 is gonna be breakups. That's the topic for this episode. It's gonna be a rough one. I'm not gonna lie.
We literally took 2 shots before this.
Yeah, so we're just sipping on some wine. So I'm about to have a headache in like 30 minutes. But fuck it.
Fuck it.
Me and Gabby kind of came to an agreement that if we cry, we have to take a shot. Just as a little pick me up.
No.
No, we don't want to take another shot. We already took 2. We've been drinking a little bit already, so we want to avoid shots.
It's literally, it's like, it's not even like it's a surprise that we've been drinking at this point. Like,
Yeah, no, we
it
have
should
to
be
drink.
Yeah.
No, we have to drink before we record every time,
Yeah.
because like it helps with the nerves.
Yeah.
I don't know why I get so nervous.
I don't know why either. But you know what? We're out here. We're having a good time. It's going to be a good one.
I'm just living life and loving Jesus.
Live and laugh and loving Jesus.
Yep.
It's a Tiger King reference if you don't get it.
Again, refer back to episode 1. That's all I have to say. That's all I have to say. If you haven't heard it already, please just go watch it. Go listen. I mean, watch it. It's audio. Just go listen. Anyways, we want to get our podcast out on more platforms, so I'm going to work hopefully within the next week or so to try to get our previous episodes on like Spotify or SoundCloud or something like that, so that way like it's more available than just YouTube.
Right.
It was just YouTube was kind of like the most convenient thing to use at the time.
And just
so-
for like amateurs and like starting up like we are, like it's just like
Yeah.
probably the easiest thing for us right
Yeah.
now. But I'd love to expand.
We're gonna
Great.
try. We're gonna try to be more consistent. I'm not gonna promise anything because I mean, look at what the fuck happened
Absolutely
the last time I
not.
said it.
We're not
Yeah.
promising shit.
But I really do want to be more consistent because me and Gabby, we really go through some shit. And like, I wish that we should just start vlogging. We should just,
We really should.
Keeping Up with the Kardashians announced that they were motherfucking ending today. First of all, can we talk
God.
about that for a second? I'm fucking hurt, but I think I could be the next Kardashian. That's all I'm gonna say. I think me and Gabby could pull it off.
Oh
We'll
my
put
God.
cameras all over the house, bathrooms excluded, bedrooms included.
We gotta turn those off sometimes though.
No. They need the night vision.
Oh my god.
We'll just turn off the audio sometimes. Just
Oh,
get under the
man.
covers. It's cool.
Yeah, with this
Oh my god. I'm sorry, Dad.
You know what? I don't watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians, but I'm sad for Lex because she genuinely loves that shit.
I really do. I'm all about the tea. And they just spill it. All the time.
Like, I'll watch the last episode with her. Like,
I might cry. I don't know.
And I'm going to celebrate.
Fuck you. All right, anyway, so let's get into this episode. It's gonna be interesting, honestly. I know that on this particular topic, I think I'm a little bit more sensitive about it than Gabby is, but I think it's gonna be an interesting perspective from two different situations.
There's definitely gonna be, I feel, two very different perspectives.
Yeah.
So we've definitely had different kinds of breakups for sure. So I think a lot of people are gonna be able to relate.
Yeah. So let's jump into it. So basically, let me just give you like a really big summary of like what's going on. So me and Gabby were both in pretty long relationships. So we're basically just going to go over kind of like a recap of each of our experiences and then just go over basically how it played out. So that's going to be like the whole episode. Well, not the whole episode, but a good portion of the episode.
Yeah.
So Gabby's going to tell her breakup story first just because I need guidance. I need to be
through this together. It's okay. It's okay. We're gonna be
I'm gonna
fine.
be the follow-up, like fucking shitty ass story after.
Oh my god. Honestly, like I'm just like gonna make it short and sweet and not bore anyone with like the details. But like, we were together for about like I'm just gonna say 6 years, but it's like compared to you though, like you were like straight all the way through like 5-6 years, but so for the sake of like just privacy, we're gonna change up the names, but all y'all who listen to us, you damn well know like who they are. But
like the people who listen to us know us. So like
right.
If you don't know us though, we're really saving these people the fact that their names are gonna be on it. So,
right. So
I mean, maybe you don't know. Now you just have to wonder.
Yeah, for the sake of privacy, like my ex-boyfriend's name, I'm gonna call him Nick.
And I'm gonna call my ex-boyfriend Bucky. And for those of you who do know, if you get the reference, shout
out to you. We can be friends.
Shout the fuck out.
So me and Nick were together for about like 6 years. We were on and off a couple times, like, you know, whatever. But I feel like we were a little stronger after every time, as like weird, as contradictory as that is, because we did end up breaking up in the end. But I feel like we definitely like went through a lot, like we did. But he was like my best friend, and I think that's why we just always ended up coming back to each other in the end. But it just didn't work because I felt like, oh my god, I'm getting teary-eyed.
Oh my god,
I thought it was gonna be you. No, tears ain't falling yet. So I'm gonna take
You're
a
right,
shot.
you're
Literally,
right.
we're 5 minutes into.
Yes, 100%. We have not been
God,
recording
it's it's the Jameson for me.
You know what? It's the alcohol. It's not even us. It's the alcohol coming out of my eyes, not the salt water.
It's the whiskey coming out. Anyways, so I would say like our breakup was mainly because I think, you know, I was ready for a more serious future. Like, you know, I was like ready for it. Like I was like, you know, come on, like we need to get our shit together. Like I wanted to plan for, you know, this and that, not even like a wedding, not even marriage, but I'm like, okay, like I'm pretty sure this is the person like I'm gonna be with for like the rest of my life. So it's like, all right, like let's start like a savings account. Or, okay, like what are you gonna do about like, you know, like your future job? Like what do you want? And it's just like, you know, it's like when you start off in getting into a relationship like in high school, it's all like fine and dandy and you're like skipping through the fucking flowers and stuff because it's cool. But then it's like once you get older,
real life hits you like a fucking brick wall.
That's fucking right. And it's just like shit gets real. And like I'm very much the person that it's like I need to feel like secure in like everything I do, especially like my personal relationships, like whether that be friendships or like anything. It's like you need to be serving a purpose to me, like no matter what. And especially if like I'm calling you my boyfriend, like you need to be making me feel the most secure out of anyone. And from how this relationship was going, I feel like it was just going in like the opposite direction. Like I feel like it was kind of just like getting worse. Like I feel like we were just going downhill. Like we didn't have like the same like kind of drives in life. Like we didn't have the same kind of goals, like, or And, like, with Nick, I felt like it was, like, lack thereof goals. And it's like, I don't even mean to be, like, talking shit or, like, putting him down or anything like that, because he's, like, a great person at the end of the day, who I still respect. But, yeah, it just wasn't, we weren't on the same page anymore. And just, like, I think at some point, like, love is not enough. Like, love is not going to pay the bills. Like, love isn't going to, like, supply me with, like, a house I could put, like, my kids in and, like, make sure they have a greater life than I do, because that's, like, my goal at the end of the day. So it just, like, was not, like, working out, and I feel like, you know, we just had different priorities at the end of the day. So that's, like, mainly why, like, we broke up. That's why we broke up.
Okay.
That's how I'm going to put it.
Okay. Is it my turn?
It's your turn.
Oh my god.
If I teared up, I'd be like,
I'm literally going to fucking bawl my eyes out. I'm literally about to start crying and I'm not even talking.
All right. Gather
Hold on,
yourself.
I might need another shot, goddammit.
No, I think it's going to make it worse. Just sip on that wine.
I just had to
Sponsored.
clear my throat.
Sponsored by White Zinfandel.
White Zinfandel.
But not really.
Not really. Okay. I'm good.
So, okay. Why did you break up with Bucky?
Okay, so I feel like I kind of have to start, like, from the get-go. So me and Bucky have actually known each other since we were in, like, 6th grade. We had mutual friends. We never really, like, were the best of friends, but we always had, like, mutual friends. So we were always kind of around each other. And then in high school, I separated myself a lot from, like, that whole group of friends just because, like, I was being a dumb bitch. Like, why not? Like, you know, I was in high school.
Right.
But then my junior and senior year, obviously, like, as older classmen started to leave, I started to kind of go back to, like,
That group
my
of
old friends. Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And
Were
then
you
obviously,
hanging out with, like, older people before?
yeah, so I was dating.
Oh, okay, so you had, like, no choice.
I dated, like, older people in high school, so that was kind of always, like, I tend to gravitate, like, whoever I'm dating, I tend to gravitate to their, like, friend group.
Okay.
But it's, like, I still have my
As
friends,
it
and I
should
could
be.
still, like, hang out with them. But if you're not, like, one of my best friends, then it's, like, I kind of can just, like, easily, like, walk away, you know?
Right.
Anyways, so my junior and senior year, I started to hang out with this group a little bit more. We started to party together. And then around, like, our senior year, me and Becky started to develop some sort of, like, feelings. And it was kind of super random, but, like, at the same time, it just, like, felt different from previous, like, relationships that I was in, I guess.
Yeah.
So anyways, we got together. We didn't actually officially get together until after we graduated, because my ex was still kind of, like, in the picture, not in the sense of, like, we were together, we were gonna be together, just like I kept him around in the sense of, like, we were trying to be friends and we were trying to, like, work that out and see like how that was
so
working.
you weren't, like, dating and, like, you know, being, like,
yeah, it was
promiscuous.
just exactly it was just like I was trying to have a relationship with Bucky, but I was still trying to figure out how my relationship was going to be with my ex at the time.
Oh, okay.
So it ended up being messy with my ex, and I was like, okay, you know what? Like, I really want to take this relationship serious with Bucky, so I have to cut off, like, him altogether. So I did.
Fair.
And then, yeah, so we got together, and we spent 5 years together, actually, 5 years and, like, a couple months. But we moved in together after 2 years because I had some issues with living situations. So he actually allowed me to move in with him. He was really good about it. He was really sweet about it. So I moved in with him, and we lived together for about 3 years. So we broke up. But when we broke up, I feel like, so if we want to be, like, 100% honest, he broke up with me. But I was the one who brought the conversation to light.
Okay.
So
like,
it
kind of
was
questioning,
like,
okay, like, should we be together?
yes,
Like, okay.
yes. And I kind of left the ball in his court.
Right.
And then ultimately, like, obviously that decision was made. But
Like, he pulled the trigger.
yeah. But it was kind of like, I think we were both feeling the same way. So that's how we broke up.
Well,
We
yeah,
didn't-
like, you obviously know this person so well, so it's like, whatever you're feeling,
They're
you
probably
know
feeling, yeah.
that he's probably feeling the same
Exactly.
way.
So yeah, so that was pretty much our story. Like, it was nothing scandalous or crazy. There was no, like, cheating involved or anything that was, like, super hurtful. But, like, it was pretty... I feel like it was pretty mutual. Mm-hmm. But obviously, if I could go back and, like, I don't know, maybe try harder to fix it, I think I would have. Because I feel like after a while, I kind of stopped trying.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it takes two to tango. So
exactly.
That's pretty much the recap of, like, my relationship.
Yeah, like how you guys, like, got to that ending.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
oh my God, I didn't even tear up.
I know. Wow. I'm sorry. I was worse than you.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
What a fucking day. What a goddamn day.
We love to see
Healing.
Healing sisters.
Oh my God.
Oh, great.
Anyways.
Okay. So I guess we should move on to, okay, how do you guys handle breakups compared to girls?
Okay. I think I'm gonna go first on this.
Go
one.
ahead.
So, although we did not end on bad terms, which we didn't. We were super, like, honestly, I'm gonna, like, kind of, I guess, put him on blast for this, but, like, when we broke up, we were both really upset about it. It wasn't something that was just like, I'm good.
Oh.
I'm good. No, I'm good. Had to pause for a second. Anyways, no, it wasn't something that, like, we were both okay with. It wasn't, like, super easy to do.
Obviously,
but,
yeah.
oh, fuck. Balls.
You could do this.
I literally was fine.
You were fine. I would figure you'd tear up more with the recap. I'm kind of shooketh.
But I think, like, ooh, that's ugly.
Ooh.
Voice is cracking. Anyways, okay, no, I'm good. I have to take a shot. I'm fucking crying. I goddamn cried.
It's
a tear's last falling.
Shot number 1. You know what? I'm going to keep score.
Please do.
So, Lex 1. And I'm 0 for now. We'll see by the end of this podcast. I'm not even going to say wins. I'm going to say losers.
Why'd you put 1 for you?
You're right. I think I'm just... I literally put a point down for myself because I know it's going to happen probably. Oh, that was a good one. Lex is taking shots like a champ.
Thank you. Ooh, thank you. Okay, anyways. Good one. I'm back and I'm ready.
You're back and you're better. Okay.
What was I even fucking talking about? Anyways, okay. Fuck, what was I talking about? I think the reason why I get more upset about, like, talking about what happened after we broke up is because I felt genuinely, like, a lot more hurt than I did when we actually broke up. Mm-hmm. So, like, in my situation, what I experienced with my breakup is we ended on good... I mean, obviously a breakup doesn't end on, like, the best of terms.
I think what you're trying to say is you ended on the best terms possible for a breakup situation. Because no breakup is on good terms, technically.
Exactly, yeah.
But it's like there was no...
Ill feelings or
animosity.
Exactly.
Right.
But what had me fucked up mm-hmm. is the fact that, like, afterwards he just completely cut me off. And it's like, I lived with you for 3 years. We were together for 5 years, and acting like I don't fucking exist. Like, that only hurts, like, a lot, but, like, it's fine, you know? And I think that ultimately is what hurt my feelings more than the reason why we broke up, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I just feel like that. I mean, who am I to tell him how the fuck he should handle the situation after that? Like,
everyone's gonna handle that shit in their own way.
Exactly. But like, I don't know. I was just really hurt by that, and I mean, he didn't have to take my feelings into consideration, like, at all, because I'm not his girlfriend.
But at the same time, I feel like since you guys didn't end in that bad of a way, that he should have still had at least the decency to, like, check up on you a little bit.
Yeah.
Especially because of the living situation. You were obviously living with him.
Yeah.
And it's like, and at the time, like, we were, like, house hunting. We were, like, you know, looking for apartments like crazy. Mm-hmm. So it's like, I feel like he should have taken more initiative and be like, hey, like, are you good? Are you okay? I'm okay. Like,
mind you, like, I had the day that we broke up, I stopped staying at the house. and half of my shit was still there. Like, literally, all I had was my work clothes. That was pretty much it. My work clothes and, like, my makeup, and that was literally it.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, he didn't. He just completely cut me off. And, like, when I tried to talk to him about it, it was obviously, like, who the fuck wants to talk about it?
Yeah.
Understandably. But, like, I'm very big on communication and, like, talking about my feelings. And I tried to talk to him about it, and he was just very, like, I don't know what you want me to say. Like, standoffish. And I was just like, the fuck? So
for you in the breakup, you feel like all the emotions hit you after the breakup?
You know what's crazy? I was really upset the day we broke up.
Okay.
But then at the time when we did break up, I was going through a lot. Like, I was, at the time at work, I was working 2 full-time jobs, one of which I was working 3 positions in one because my GM was on maternity leave and then the other manager had quit. Okay. So I was the only manager, and I had to learn, and I was new to the position, so I had to learn that entire position on top of, like, other responsibilities that weren't necessarily mine. And then on top of that, I was working full-time at Chipotle, and then I was going through a breakup. I was house hunting.
Yeah.
I was literally sleeping in my sister's bed, which is, like, not it. Like, not fucking
So it's basically, like, you were going through so much on the outside of this that it's, like, you didn't even really have time to process all the feelings that you should be technically going through after a breakup. Because you just had so much shit on your plate. I did not deal with it,
like, at all. I got upset. Like, there would be, like, maybe, I literally want to say there was maybe, like, 3 nights within, like, a 3-month span where I was genuinely upset and, like, reached out to him and tried to talk to him. Okay. But just, like, it didn't end well. And it's not even like I was trying to get him to be like, yeah, let's get back together. It's just, like, honestly, I just wanted to know you were hurting too. Like, I just wanted to know, like, you're just as upset as I am. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so it doesn't make me feel like shit at the fact that, like, you seem absolutely fine. And I'm over here, like, a little hurt. Like, you know?
Upset, as you should be.
Yeah. So I actually I don't think it really hit me until, like, February.
Right.
And then that's when we were already moved in together, and I think that you saw that, like, the most. Yeah. Like, that hit me
hard.
Yeah.
Hard. So, you know what, Bucky? It's like, I know we cool and all, and you're chill, but fuck, like, at the same time, fuck you. Like, you know, I gotta see my girl like this. Like,
yeah.
But it's like, rough. Don't, like, I'm sorry I had to put that out real quick, but, you know, we cool.
Yeah. I know. He's a great guy.
He's a chill guy, and that's why it's so hard to, like, hate him. Exactly. As much as I want to. But it's
I've been trying to hate him since October last year. Literally, I've been trying to hate him for so long, but, like, I genuinely can't. He's an amazing person. I'll never say that he isn't. Yeah. I think the way that he handled the situation afterwards was really shitty for me.
Right.
Because of the way that I handle things. But I mean, like, he's a great person. I can never hold that against him.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. But I think that the way that he handled it is, like, not the way that guys should. I think that's the way that most guys handle it, actually, is they just fucking ghost you. They just, like, want nothing to do with you. They just ghost you, and they leave you, like, hanging with this, like, oh, like, it's fine. Like, I'll be good. I'm gonna hook up with, like, other people.
Yeah, so I think it's, oh, boy. My brother is walking in during this.
We're doing a podcast.
We're doing our podcast right now. Quiet on the set. Quiet on the set.
We need silence.
What do you have to say to the people, Michael?
What's the topic today?
Breakups. Ooh.
He said not a word.
He said ooh.
He said ooh.
How was your breakup?
It sucked.
Michael said his breakup sucked.
Yeah.
You know what, Michael? Get over here. We need a guy's perspective.
On breakups?
Just on this one particular, we happen to be talking about how girls and guys handle their breakups, and I want to know your opinion, genuinely.
A male's perspective.
How I handled it?
So I basically just told them, wait, come sit over here so that way we can hear you on the microphone. Okay, so basically I just said that most guys handle breakups, like, well, I don't know how you handled it, but I feel like most guys handle their breakups by ghosting the girl. That's what I feel.
That's immature.
So how did you handle it? Were you
the person who broke up with the person, or were you the person who got broken up with?
I broke up with her, and it sucked for me too because I really wanted it to work, but it just wasn't the same toward the end.
Right.
So what I did to cope with that was just go hard in the gym or just hang out with friends more often.
So did you cut her off though, or did you continue to like talk to her every now and then? Did you like check up on her?
Or did you, like,
what was your process?
Did you try and like be her friend?
We hooked up for a while after the breakup.
I love that for you. I tried to do that.
I did that.
Fuck you.
We'll get into that later though.
Later.
After a while, it got old.
Yeah.
Right.
Obviously, the feelings were still there, but
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't want to be in a relationship with her.
So
Yeah.
after that, did you ghost her?
Yeah. Pretty much.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did she try to contact you or no?
Yeah, a few times.
And did
honestly.
you reply?
Yeah.
So you didn't ghost her then? Because ghosting her is like you don't reply to her.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I don't know. I can never really ghost someone. I guess it's kind of rude.
You're actually
Yeah,
a nice
it is.
person. Because fuck you.
All right.
Not you, Cal. Not you. No, but yeah. Wow, that's nice to hear.
Yeah.
It is.
I think you're 1 in a million. Deadass.
Good shit, Michael. Good shit.
Wow. No, yeah. So I think, in my opinion, Michael's like an exception apparently to the fucking my opinion.
Well, there's so many different kinds of guys out there, and I think you just happened to get the one that was like that, because I feel like my experience is very different too.
That's true.
You know?
That's very true. Yeah.
We can't put like all like men into like one category,
I'm
even
100%
though
doing
you know,
that.
yeah.
I'm like fuck him. No, yeah. So what was your experience after the breakup?
So for me, I feel like I went through all my negative and sad emotions. Bye, Michael. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Michael, for
Thanks,
participating.
thanks for the
I'm
feature.
glad I can make an appearance.
We appreciate you.
Michael's like, I need to fucking leave.
These bitches are about to start crying.
He said, "All right, it's time to head out."
Love you both.
Love you.
Bye. Bye. So, how I handled my breakup, I feel like I didn't have as much as a hard time as, say, like you did, because I feel like I went through the worst parts during the relationship, like towards the end. Like, I was literally crying all the time. I was like, you know, like really like messed up about it towards the end, and I feel like I was able to get all those emotions out to like, and then the day that we actually broke up, like I got it all out of my system. Like, you heard me. Like, it was how we, like, the day we ended was really ugly.
Yeah.
It was so ugly. And I was just like, you know what? But when I went through that, I was like, you know what? Like, I kind of want to just get it all out of my system. Because it's like, I was like, you know, I don't want to feel this way that bad again.
Yeah.
Like, I want to try and get it all out, like, while I can. So the day we broke up, like, I blew up, like, went a little crazy. Like, I yelled, I screamed, like, you know, I was just like, you know, I let it all out. So I feel like after the breakup, I felt kind of, like, relieved in a way. Because I felt like, you know what? At the end of the day, I said, like, you know, I did all I could do to make it work.
Yeah.
Like, I know, like, you know, I tried. And then that's all you can do. You just try to make the relationship work. And I was able to walk out of that relationship with, like, a clear conscience and a clear mind. And, of course, I was still sad and upset about it a little bit, of course. But I feel like I got most of the negativity out. So I was able to handle the end of it, like, the aftermath of it a lot better. But, like, as for him and how I felt like he was, like, I felt like, you know, he was like, because, like I said, like, we were, like, on and off a couple times. Mm-hmm. So I know initially he was probably like, oh, nah, like, you know, we'll get back together, blah, blah, blah. So it's like, I got, like, kind of like you in a way. It's just, like, we didn't really talk. He didn't try to put effort with me. But at that point, I was so done. I was like, I don't give a fuck, you know? Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I feel like, and then he was kind of like probably in denial about it, like, oh, we'll get back together. And honestly, I can't blame him for feeling that way because we did that so many times, like, you know. Yeah. But this time I was just like, no, like, it's like really done. And in a way, I was just like, I can't wait for this fucker to be like, oh, what's going on? And I'll be like, bye. So, you know, but, and kind of like what me and Michael were talking about, like what Michael did, like he hooked up with his ex after. And, like, I did too. But, frankly, for me, it's, like, I was like, I'm sorry, but a girl's got needs. Like, I got some needs. And, like, I was like, you know what? I feel comfortable with my ex. I don't intend on getting back with him. I know, you know, he'll be here probably, like, no problem if I need that. And that's why we started hooking up, because I can't just, like, I need to really get to know someone and actually have a connection with someone to, like, have sex with them.
See,
And I was like, and I'm not trying to get to know anyone like that. Like, I'm really not. So I was just like, it was just easy and convenient.
Yeah.
And I knew he'd be, like, open to the idea.
I feel like that's the only, well, not the only area, but I feel like that's a area where me and you differ. I feel like I'm decently okay at being able to separate that.
Okay.
Like, if I'm just hooking up with somebody, I can just hook up with them.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah.
I can't do it.
But, like, if,
Yeah.
see, okay, but here's my thing.
Okay.
I think I'm really good at separating. If I'm just hooking up with someone, I can easily hook up with you and not catch feelings. Which I don't know.
The physical and emotional connection part.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think that, like, if we're just hooking up, 100%, I can just hook up with you. I did it all in quarantine. It was amazing. I love that for me.
Bitch, we still in quarantine. What do you mean?
Did I say it was over?
But you didn't.
Nah. But I think I'm pretty good at separating like that. Like, if I know where I stand. If I feel like it's just a hookup, I will not go out of my way to get to know you even more, because then that's when I'll kind of feel that emotional connection, and I feel like I'm pretty good about, like, okay, bye.
Separation,
like, But the thing is, with that, in a relationship, if I don't feel that emotional connection, if I feel disconnected in any way emotionally,
You're going to know. That,
I will
like,
not give it to you physically. And it's
Oh,
because I feel like if I give it to you physically in that sense, like, if we're hooking up, I don't know, it's different. It's not the same as if you're hooking up with somebody that you genuinely care about.
Yeah.
So if I'm hooking up with you and I care about you, then I need to know that emotionally we're on the same page.
Yeah. And
if
it's like, it has to be somewhat real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I don't feel that from you, like a genuine, like if I don't feel like you're trying, or I don't feel like, I don't know, you're not trying hard enough, or whatever the case may be, I will not have sex with you. Like,
Yeah.
I just won't. I don't know why I'm like that. Maybe it's part of the fact that I can easily be disconnected when I have sex.
Yeah.
But it's just like, I don't know, when I'm in a relationship with somebody, like actually in it, I need to feel that you genuinely give a fuck. And if you don't, then I won't give a fuck either.
You need
but
to-
guess what?
you
You're
need
not
to-
getting the whack.
Emotional connection.
Yes.
So emotional connection equals physical connection for you.
In a
When you want it
relationship.
to be in a relationship. Okay.
If I'm not in a relationship, 100%, like, I don't need to be emotional with you, because I know where I stand. Like, I know where you stand, and I know where I stand, and I know where this stands. And honestly, like, I could ghost you, you can ghost me, and I won't care. Like,
Yeah, they'll
that's
be
just how it
fine.
is. Yeah. It's not anything to me.
See, I guess I'm kind of like old fashioned in that way, where I'm like, if I give my body to you, I should care about you. And you know what? I have no fucking regrets about it. It's all right. Yeah, for me, I need to have emotional connection, period. Like, and I kind of hate that about myself. At the same time, I feel like that's why it's just like, I don't mess with fuckboys.
Yeah.
You know,
feel like,
I just-
I'm not going to lie. Let me just put my 2 cents in.
Okay.
I love a fuckboy.
Ugh.
But at the same time,
They're entertaining.
that's what I'm saying. It's strictly entertainment. Like,
Right.
I'm entertaining them, they're entertaining me, and that's
Right.
all it is. I'm not looking at you to cuddle.
Right.
I'm not looking at you to buy me flowers. I'm looking at you to do your job as a
Yeah.
fuckboy. And that's it. Like, if you can't do your job, get the fuck out.
Exactly.
Leave. Bye. No, but I love, honestly, and I feel like fuckboys have that attitude where they're low-key kind of rude, and I love that.
See, we just have such different tastes. Like, and me and Alexis are such on the opposite spectrums of, like, our taste in men. It's crazy. Like, Jesus.
No, yeah, we're very different.
Very
Just
different.
the guys in general that, like, I've been with, and then seeing the guys in general that you've been with, polar opposite.
And that's what I kind of love, because, like, you hear all these stories about these bitches, like, fucking each other over for a guy, and it's like, that could
That
never,
won't happen.
that could never be me and Alexis. Like,
No.
it would never be, even if we did have the same taste in guys, because,
Yeah.
like, we loyal as fuck to each other.
Of course.
But it's like, it literally never happened.
Like, actually could never happen.
Actually could never.
No, but I love when, like, the thing is I think I love a challenge.
Mm-hmm.
I think I love a challenge. So, like, with fuckboys, it's, like, almost not a challenge because obviously they think you're not a challenge. They think you're easy. But in the same sense, that's where you have that little game of cat and mouse. And it's like, you flirt with them, so they think you're easy. Realistically, that's what happens.
Yeah.
But then you don't give them any. So then they, like, go for the chase. And then it's, like, funny just to, like, watch. Like, to play out, you know?
See, I'm not, like, I can't do it with the games. Like,
See, I don't
can't
mind
do
the games
it.
because it's entertaining. Like, what else am I going to do on, like, a Friday night?
Yeah.
Other than play games.
Yeah.
During quarantine. Like, I don't know. But
You know what? I tried to hop back into the game. Like, after my breakup, like, after, like, I had some time to, like, process, like, you know, the initial feelings, I was like, all right, let me jump back into it. And I tried, genuinely, to go back into the streets. I was like, Gabby, like, now's your fucking time. You belong to the streets now. Like, bitch, you know? But I could not do it. I
feel
couldn't
like
do
I
it.
was laying the pavement for you. And you just didn't.
I-
just didn't follow.
No. I tried following you down that road.
Yeah. It's okay.
And that's all right.
That's okay. It's not for everyone. The thing is, though, is when I'm in a relationship,
Oh
I'm
my
literally the most loyal fucking person.
I can't even.
A
yeah.
goddamn saint.
A saint.
Saint. I've never once cheated on a boyfriend. And I say that with pride because I just, like, I think, well, I've been cheated on before. It was really early in my, like, dating, but, like, that shit sucked. And,
Yeah.
like, I never want to make anyone feel that way. So I genuinely, I can't, like, I won't even look at another guy. I won't even, like, entertain another person if I'm, like, with someone.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's, it's really funny because then, like, out of a relationship, I feel like it's, like, a total 360.
Yeah. But that's how it should be. Like, you're single. You can do that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. 100%.
Wow.
Jeez.
All right. So we're going to move on. How long do you think it takes to get over someone? And what do you think, like... Okay. So for me, in my opinion, I've heard that if you've loved someone, it takes about 2 years. I've heard. And I think I'm almost coming up on my year. So that was like December when we broke up. And I feel like I'm over it in a sense where I'm like, you know, I don't know how to really put it. Like, I'm over it to where I'm not like, oh my God, I wonder what he's doing right now, or I miss him, you know, in that way. I miss having a boyfriend. Like, you know, like, I'm good. Like, I hope you're doing good. I'm good. Like, I feel like at this stage in the game, like, I'm discovering, like, singlehood again. Like, you know, I'm finding myself without that person. Like, I'm going through the stages of, all right, like, this is Gabby without having Nick around. And it's been nice. Like, as challenging as it is, like, you know, it's cool. I don't know. Like, what would you say the definition of, like, over someone is? Like,
I think...
how would you describe it?
I think that the definition of being over someone is when you don't think about them. You don't think about how they're doing. You don't think about what they're up to. You don't think about if they're hooking up with someone else or not. I think that's like the definition of like you're finally over them. It's like you can care about their well-being, but you don't care if they're being with someone else or if they're, what they're doing. I don't know. I feel like when it comes to that topic, I get mad. Like,
about
I genuinely
the thought
get mad
of him being with someone else.
I think it's more so the fact that, like, I feel like... So, okay, to be specific, we broke up in October of 2019. It's now, what, September of 2020? And I genuinely feel... Like, I can say, honestly, that I'm not over it. Like, I'm not. I'm getting over it, and I'm getting through it.
Right.
But I'm not over it. And I think what makes me so mad about, like, that topic is that I think he is. You know what I mean? I think he's over it, and I think he's through it, and I think, honestly, if we're being real honest, I think he's moved on, and it's like, that shit pisses me off. Like, I'm not gonna lie.
To be fair, and it's like, how would you know if he's not even fully over it, if he won't even, like, confide in you about the past of like your relationship and how he's feeling about it, or how he did feel it. Like, you know, he doesn't tell you anything about it. So it's like, that's all you can assume at this point.
I don't think I'll ever get that from him. Mm-hmm. And I don't think he necessarily owes me like any type of explanation. I mean, I would love some sort of like something,
right?
You know, but I mean, he doesn't owe me anything. We're not together. He doesn't need to. Mm-hmm. He doesn't need to tell me that if he doesn't want to. But it still sucks. And like, I think the thing is that I'm okay. I mean, I've been doing good for myself, but I think just I'm not completely over it. And I feel like I'm constantly in this battle with myself of like, why? Mm-hmm. Like, why can't you just like be done? You know, like some days I feel like fuck him, and then other days I'm like, damn, I wonder what he's doing. What is he up to? You know?
Yeah.
And then I don't know. I genuinely think that he's not feeling that way, mm-hmm. and he doesn't feel the same way, and that sucks.
And I think that's where like our breakups kind of differ, because like after like, you know, a while, you know, like after that initial breakup, like I obviously like there was like no contact, like, you know, I need time to like get the fuck away from you, like not talk to you, whatever.
Yeah.
But after all that, it's like, okay, like, you know, we were still like friends, so like, you know, we'd get like lunch, dinner, whatever, like things like that. We kind of like kept up like that friendship, and like during those times that we would hang out, like we would actually kind of sit down and be like, you know, like, how are you feeling? Like, how are you doing? So I kind of, whereas like kind of you didn't get to do that, like, you know, like me and Nick got to talk about like, you know, like we kind of like went over like how shit went so south in a way. Yeah. So it's like, I feel like I did kind of get that closure as to like, okay, like how, not even closure, but like, how are you feeling right now? Like what are the emotions you're going through? Cause like we've never not like been, you know, together for this amount of time and been so serious about it. So we actually got to talk about like, whoa, this is so different. So it's like, what are you going through? Like, this is what I'm going through, blah, blah, blah. So I think it was kind of nice to know, like, you know, how that person was feeling on the other side. And I just can't imagine being on your end of it. You know, and you deserve more than that for sure.
Thank you. I'm going to start whispering. I can't deal.
Whew. Oh no.
It's happening again.
Is it time for another shot?
It's time for another goddamn shot.
All right. 0.2 for Alexis.
Literally. I already knew. I knew I was going to lose this one. It's fine.
It's okay.
No, I think like, yeah, I don't know. I just think. Hold on. Let me gather myself.
Gather yourself. Take your time. We doing the damn thing.
Whew, okay. I think a lot of it had to do with like, I'm sorry, I'm crying. This is really fucking depressing. Oh my God.
Why did we do this?
Whew, okay, anyways. I think a lot of it had to do with the fact that it's really like disgusting to say, but misery loves company. And like, not in the sense of like I wanted him to be miserable, but I kind of just like, you spend 5 years with someone, you think that like they'd be upset,
yeah,
you know, too.
Yeah.
And I think he was for a little bit, but I think that he just got over it a lot faster than like I did.
Mm-hmm. Gather. You got this. You got this.
And
real quick, my girl is so strong. That's all I gotta say.
Thank you.
Continue.
I needed that. Anyways, I love you.
I love you too.
Anyways, no, I'm a very prideful person, and I think that like I don't really usually let people get the best of me.
Yeah.
But this particular situation did.
And I think that's perfectly natural because you gave a fuck. Like, you were in the relationship, like, with this man for, like, so long. So it's like, of course your guard is down. Of course you're like letting your emotions out with him. Like you can't be prideful with someone like you were like with like.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, whatever. I'm still going through it and I'm getting through it, and I know that like in the end, I'm gonna be fine.
Yeah.
Like I know I will
You're gonna
be.
be
I
good.
know that like I got me. I mean, we broke up and I was living with him.
Mm-hmm.
I lost my home. I lost my boyfriend. I lost a few friends. And within not even a month later, like 2.5 weeks later, I already had a new house. Right? We were already like moving in.
So much was going on.
And like I've gained so many new friends. But no, yeah, I mean I've gained so many new friends, and it's been an experience that I'm grateful for sure. Because I think I needed this in order to grow the fuck up a little bit. Mm-hmm. But it still doesn't make the situation like completely easy.
Right.
But I think if I would have just known that he was hurting as much as I would have been okay. But at the same time, all I can assume is that he wasn't. And if he's not, then that kind of sucks, because obviously that means like,
Damn, like what did I really mean to you?
Yeah,
type
like
thing.
it's
Like
just what actually fucking happened. Like, you know? Mm-hmm. I mean, I know he loved me, and obviously like I loved him, but it's just the spectrum of how much you love that person compared to how much they loved you. Mm-hmm. And it could be very different sometimes.
And it fucking sucks because like on my end, I was like, as much as I want to hate you and like not talk to you, and like I kind of wanted to be on like Bucky's level, like I wanted to be, but it's just like, damn, like I actually really, really loved you, and I can't help but want to still communicate with you and be like, hey, like, are you still okay? Like I couldn't.
That's what I'm saying. It's like,
you know?
even if you would have just like, if he would have just reached out and been like, hey, like,
how are you today?
Where the fuck are you staying?
Yeah.
Are you living out of your car? Like, what's going on? Like,
right.
You know, I would have appreciated
Especially
that a lot
for
more
you.
than like nothing.
Yeah, that's fucking bullshit.
I
Ooh,
shot
number
for like 5
3.
minutes. No, I didn't take the second one.
You didn't.
But it's okay, I'll take 3. I haven't cried for long enough, so.
Sponsored by Jameson. But not really.
And Canada Dry.
Canada Dry.
That one was a little harder. It's not as cold. Anyways,
but
that's
I
really
think the question, how long does it take to get over someone? On your own damn time.
Yeah.
You're going to go through your own process. No one's process is the same. Everyone's situation is different. So it's like on your own damn time.
I think, yeah. No, I mean, for every relationship I've had, I can honestly say that it's been different. The first guy that I was with cheated on me. Like, the first serious relationship that I was in, he cheated on me with a person who at the time was one of my best friends. Oof. Oh my God, I'm sorry. I just took a shot and I'm burping. But, but a person who at the time was my best friend. And I know that I cared. Obviously, it fucking sucked. But I was maybe, like, upset about it for a couple weeks. And then I was like, okay, like, it is what it is. Mm-hmm. Then the next boyfriend that I was with for, like, a cool minute before I had gotten with Bucky, I cared a little bit more because, obviously, like, I was still trying to be friends with him afterwards and stuff. And, like, I still wanted him to be a part of my life in a lot of ways. I think that one took me, like, a couple months to try to, like, actually get over. But once I realized how deep my feelings were for Bucky, it was a lot easier for me to kind of just, like, let him go. And I think with Bucky, especially with quarantine, dude, it's made this whole ass getting over somebody so much fucking harder because
there's so much less distractions.
I've been making it work. Let me just say that. But it's been fucking hard.
Yeah.
Like, it's been really fucking hard. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. I think it's just been a lot harder for me, too, because the connection I felt was a lot deeper. And the feelings were a lot deeper. And the time was a lot longer. So I think, like, honestly, I'll get over this. And I know, like, I'll be over it once I stop absolutely giving a fuck about how he feels. Mm-hmm. And I think the thing is like, even, like, I talk to him every now and then. And I think even then I still try to accommodate for his feelings.
Yeah,
And like,
which you gotta stop doing. Because
Yeah.
you don't owe him anything.
exactly. And I try to like make sure that he's okay, or like he's not uncomfortable, or like whatever. And I don't think he would do the same for me. So like, I think that once I stop feeling that way,
You're still holding on to like that loyalty in a sense.
yeah,
In which you still owe him none.
yeah.
Like,
So
you know?
I think once I'm over that, that's when I'll know.
Yeah.
That like I'm done.
Yeah.
And I think I'm getting there. I'm honestly, I'm
And
really fucking
you
close.
know what? It's just like you don't need to rush this process. Like, number one, but it's like from when I've been there since like day one.
Yeah.
So it's like
literally
from,
day one. She brought me In and Out. Shout out.
I
I
brought
was
her
fucking
in and
crying,
out,
and
brought
she brought
her
me
wine,
In-N-Out. She brought me wine, and she brought me my favorite candy, and I was like, oh my god.
and we laid down together, and you know we cried together,
Yeah.
and that's what you're supposed to do. But it's like from day one to like now, obviously it's like it could still be kind of raw sometimes, but it's just like you're making so much progress, and I think like you're just getting better.
Yeah.
Definitely, like I could genuinely say that you're getting better.
Yeah. I think I just went so long without even like dealing with it,
Yeah,
actually dealing with it, because we broke up in October, and then I don't think I actually
Had time to
I
process.
didn't deal with it until
Yeah.
February, and then February I had like a whole fucking mental breakdown, literally.
I know, because you were just pushing it and pushing it,
Yeah.
but
I
sometimes you
didn't
gotta
wanna feel
just
it. You just have to go through it.
you gotta go through it.
Yeah. I think like that's exactly what it was. It was just like I was trying to like avoid thinking about it or
Yeah.
dealing with it, and then finally one day I just
Avoid
like
the emotions.
fucking broke.
I know. And I feel like I was just going through it while I was in the relationship. And I got rid of most of those feelings and animosity the night of the actual breakup. So I think that's why we're kind of like on different wavelengths,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
But going past that, wow. I think the rest is going to be a breeze.
I fucking hope so.
What's something that you miss about the relationship and that you don't miss?
I think. Matter of fact, you go first. You go first.
Oh, you want me to go first?
Yeah. I can't deal right now.
Something I probably miss from my relationship was like we just like got along so good, like just as friends. So I think we had so much like in common that like, you know, like I miss just like the conversations and being able to relate to absolutely like almost everything.
Yeah.
You know, like having like the same sense of humor and just like laughing about shit, like other like anything, like stupid things people would do, or just like, you know, whatever, just literally like giving each other that look and like just thinking the same thing, like, you know,
Yeah.
things like that. I think I miss like the friendship of it, and you know that's me. But I think something I don't miss, something I will not miss, is Nick's farting problem. When I say this man can clear rooms
Love that for him.
with the farts, I would literally be like, "Ugh." I don't miss it. I don't miss it. I don't fucking miss it, bro. I was like, you know what? When I was with you, I was like, damn, like I gotta deal with it. Like I kind of love you. I do love you. like I'm stuck with this. But we're not together, and now I could be like, you're literally fucking disgusting, and like, you know, run away.
Get the fuck out.
Yes, so it's literally something I do not miss.
I think I don't know how to follow up with that. I think what I'll miss is let me think about this for a second.
Think about it.
I think what I'll miss is someone genuinely, I say genuinely a lot in this fucking podcast, like in this episode,
Because that's
but it's true.
how we think.
Like
That's how we
genuinely,
feel.
I think
Yeah.
that I'll miss this person understanding me
Yes.
on like that level of like my humor, my anger, my sadness, my happiness. I think like it's annoying as fuck to say, but I think like that person can read me like a fucking book.
Yes.
I think that person could literally see me on the street and know if like I'm mad.
Yeah.
Or if I'm sad or in love or like whatever.
Yeah.
And I'll miss that. I'll miss that like
you know
connection.
what? I gotta absolutely agree. I'm gonna I'm gonna miss that too.
Yeah.
Because I very much have like problems with like dealing with my emotions and how I'm feeling. And like with that person, like it was very much like a validation.
Yeah.
Like not kind of validation, yeah, but it's like, okay, like, because like I kind of just like always like put my feelings on like the back burner. Yeah. And with Nick, he'd be like, it's okay to be upset. I'm like, oh God, my eyes are getting watery because I'm talking about my emotions. But like, you know, so he'd be like, it's okay to be upset. Like he'd comfort me when he knew I was sad or mad. So like I'm gonna miss that.
Yeah.
I don't want to cry. I don't want to cry.
That's okay.
Damn, she handed me the bottle. Like, there's no tears rolling down. Oh, you know what?
Yeah. I was like, I see it.
Damn, what you got? Fuck you, Nick.
Yes.
All right.
But on the contradictory, I think what I won't miss is the fact that I can confide in somebody that I give a fuck about really easily. And I like that to be reciprocated. And I won't miss the fact that he couldn't communicate with me on that level. Yeah. So I think that's what I won't miss. But I will say, like, I don't want to shit on him because he's not a shitty person. Like,
and that's, like, what I think in this podcast we're, like, want to make very clear.
Yeah.
As much as we're saying, like, you know, they did this or they did that, like, we're not trying to shit on these men.
No.
At all.
I will say, like, what's his fucking nickname? Bucky. I forgot.
Get it together, bitch. Get it together.
I will say that Bucky is one of the most amazing people that I've ever met.
Yeah. Nick, too.
Nope.
Oh, you see, like, how strong women are? It's just, like, as much shit as you can put them through. It's just, like, at the end of the day, it's just, like, at least I could speak for me and Alexis, like, when we love someone, like, we love you. And as much of bullshit as you're going to put us through, it's just, like, we're still going to have that love for you, you know? So I'm proud of us for, at the end of the day, being, like, bigger people. Because there are plenty of, like, psycho fucking girls out there who will like make your life a living hell, slash your tires, you know.
I should have fucking done that. Maybe I would have got some sort of reaction.
Jesus,
like,
you know, I'm not gonna let you fall down that road.
No, I don't think I can do that.
Nah, we're not the type.
No, I think it's true though. Like all the bullshit and everything. I can honestly say, as many times as I've wanted to hit Bucky up, I haven't.
I'm glad.
And I think as many times as, like, not more so recently, but, like, before, I think as many times as you wanted to hit up Nick, like, you did it.
Yeah.
And I think that's just...
I've definitely gotten a lot better.
Yeah.
Because in the middle of the breakup, like, initially, I had nothing to do with him. But then, like, once I kind of got over it more... and I knew, okay, I'm not going to get back with him. Like, I was like, okay, I don't mind hitting him up. I don't mind seeing him because it's like, I know it's like not going to lead to us getting back together. So I think I could have, that's kind of like something. Amanda licked the bottle again.
No, I was crying again.
You were.
This fucking episode.
Like, you know what? Just, damn, I thought the last topic got us.
Bro.
This one hit me.
I'm telling you. I think it's just so annoying because that just goes to show how much we still care. Like, not necessarily about being
care
with
in
them.
what way? Yeah, I was
Not
like,
necessarily being with them. Hold on, let me get my shot in because fuck, that shit fucked me up a little bit. I almost gagged.
Ooh. Breathe.
I'm good. Okay, no, I think that it doesn't necessarily mean we care in the sense of like, I'm not like in the headspace where I want my ex to be like, yeah, I want to get back together with you. Like, I want to be with you. Like, blah, blah, blah. I think I'm more so in the headspace of, like, where can we go from here without it being fucking weird or being, like, awkward or, like, whatever. Yeah. And I think, like, I have so much respect for him, like, as a person and just for everything that he's done for me. I don't think I ever told him, like, how much I appreciate him. Yeah. And maybe that's part of the, reason why we broke up. I guess I'll never fucking know because he doesn't talk about it. But like, I do genuinely appreciate like everything that he did for me. Mm-hmm. And I think that just goes to show where me and Gabby are at when we get so like emotional about it, because we do respect these people and we do like care about them. Mm-hmm. And they do like mean a lot to us. Mm-hmm. But it just isn't in the way that I think any of us had hoped that it would be in.
Yeah.
So,
you can only try and like make it work so much. That's what I'm saying. It's just like love is only gonna get you like so far. Like just like when life hits you, just like shit could go so many different ways, and it just didn't go that way for us. And like that's what fucking happens. But I think it's just the fact that we were in these relationships for like so long that it's just like kind of like a shock. Like, okay, I gotta adapt to life without this person, and like we're still. Like, you're still figuring it out. Like, I'm still figuring it out. And, like, we're only going to make more progress and, like, be better at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And we have each other.
Yeah. So, I think that was something that was so special.
If I didn't have Alexis around, like, and vice versa, probably, like, I don't know what kind of headspace we'd be in.
Like, not probably, like, for sure. like, for sure. No, I think, like...
We hold each other accountable, for sure.
I think I tell Gabby, like, every time I talk to Bucky or, like, and she tells me every time she talks to Nick, and I think the thing is, like, when she's being a dumb bitch, I'll tell her. When I'm being a dumb bitch, she'll tell me. Yeah, and, like, she'll be like, do you really think that's the best idea? And I'm like, you know what? You're fucking right. And then I won't do it, like, Yeah. So I think that's something that I feel, I'm kind of, like, it sounds awful, because, like, obviously I would never wish a breakup. Excuse me, I burped. I'm so sorry.
Burping.
Bro. I would never wish a breakup, like, on my best friend ever, but I think it was something that was so special that we kind of went through at a similar time.
Yeah.
Because it was only a couple months. Yeah, it was only a couple months apart. And like I said, like, I didn't deal with my breakup until way after. So by the time that I was ready to deal with mine, Gabby, like, high-key was already, like, over it. Mm-hmm. Over her breakup, at least. And then I was just kind of, like, it hit me like a fucking...
Late.
Yeah, it hit me so late, and it hit me just, like, all at once, and I was just, like, absolutely fucking broken.
As much as that fucking sucked, I'm kind of I don't even want to say glad it ended up that way, but I'm glad I was a little more stable in my breakup than you were, because if we were both down in the fucking dumps at the same time, it's like, damn, we would like straight up miserable together.
Yeah. I went through, like, a cool, like, maybe 3 weeks where I was, like, absolutely 100% not okay.
Yeah.
And then I think, like, a week before quarantine, that's when it got better.
Evened out a little
bit. But that's when
I
met, what was his name?
Oh, I don't fucking remember.
Rusty. Oh, it can't be Rusty.
It'll be Rusty. Who cares?
It has to be Rusty now. But, yeah. And then I think that's when I started feeling okay. And, I mean, like Megan Thee Stallion said, in order to get over somebody, you gotta get under somebody. You know what I'm saying?
I love that bitch.
I love that bitch.
She's and you know that bitch will forever be that bitch.
Oh my God, Captain Hook. Captain Crunch? I don't know. Which one is it?
That's the name of a song for all you uncultured people who may not know.
No, I think when you're preoccupied with someone else, it's a lot easier to not think about the other person.
Of course.
But at the same time, that doesn't necessarily take away the feelings. Yeah. So that's where I kind of, like, I've come into, like, I feel like this balance of, like, being able to hook up with other people and not really worrying about that person, but at the same time still, like, I'm not fully over it, and I still do check up on that person, whether they know it or not, or believe it or not, or whatever the case may be. Mm-hmm. And that's where I know I'm getting better with myself. And, like, I think that, like, a lot of the part of us breaking up was I needed to figure out who the fuck I was and what I was capable of without that person.
Right.
And I'm kind of grateful for the breakup in that sense, to where I was able to, we were able to find a home in, like, what, 2 weeks?
Oh my God. We put on our fucking big girl panties real fucking quick.
Best believe, like, I was working 2 full-time jobs. Gabby was working 2 full-time jobs. And we were able to, like, hey, I have an hour in between this job. Let's go check out a place. And we
would drive miles, even if it meant like, okay, like, this is a spot. We're going to be here for, like, an hour. Go to our next job, fucking work. All right, that night, okay, what are we doing tomorrow morning? Like, and that's just like, it was a hustle, and we were hustling, and we didn't, fucking man to be like, you could do this, babe. So it's just like, I'm proud of us. Like,
I'm proud of us too, and I feel like that's where, I feel like with boys, they're able to separate their emotions a lot better, and fucking kudos to you guys. Fuck you guys, but kudos to you guys. And I think with females, we're not as able to separate our emotions, but you know what? At the end of the day, if you have a best friend and you guys are there for each other and you guys support each other, then you're able to get through fucking anything.
And that's why I just, like, whenever I hear of these couples who just, like, cut their friends off, or, like, they get a girl, and it's all fine and dandy, you're happy in a relationship, but it's like, you need friends. Yeah. At the end of the day, you still need friends in your corner, because guess what? When the boyfriend, the girlfriend, like, pisses you off, makes you angry, maybe you guys break up for a little bit, who the fuck are you going to lean on? You need someone in your corner at all times. Yeah. And that's why I'm glad we're healthy in that way. Like, okay, like, as much as I love this person, I'm still going to care about, like, my team.
Exactly. And I appreciate that. I think, like, I'm so, like, prideful, and I don't like to admit the fact that, like, obviously that significant other was able to get over the situation a lot faster than I was, and, like, I'm very prideful over that, but I can be very vulnerable with Gabby and somebody that I call my best friend and tell her, like, dude, like, I'm fucking struggling. Like, I'm having a goddamn hard time, and there's no judgment. It's just, like, I think, when was it? It was, like, random. But I was, like, I came home one day, and I, like, said hi to you, and you literally knew that I was, like, not okay. Yeah. And I went up to my room, and I just, like, changed, because I had just gotten off work. I, like, changed, and then I, like, laid in bed, and I was just watching, like, a fucking sad movie, because why the fuck not? And, because I have this thing where, like, I don't like to, like, cry. I mean, I know I'm crying right now. But, like, I don't typically just like to cry for, like, no fucking reason. I mean, if I talk about it, of course I'll cry, because obviously I'm talking about it. Or, like, if I'm really fucked up, which right now I'm kind of both, so it is what it is. Oh my God. But, like, then I'll, like, cry about it or something. Actually, you know what? When I'm fucked up, I don't really cry. God fucking bless.
Oh, I cry a lot.
See, I don't cry.
Oh, I cry so much. I think that's the only time I see you cry. Because, I think I cry more so when I talk about it. You only see me cry when I'm fucked up.
When I actually talk about it, that's when I start to cry.
Yeah, and I don't like talking about shit, so I don't cry.
And then you cry when you're fucked up.
And yeah, because that's when I'm, like, vulnerable. Yeah.
Okay, so in that sense, I guess we're opposites again.
Yeah, we're opposites.
But I went upstairs and I was watching this movie, and I like to watch, like, sad movies when I'm sad, because then they make me cry, and then I feel like it's, like, healing.
Oh my God.
Because I'm not, like, thinking about, like, what I'm actually want to cry about.
Watching Walk to Remember.
Bro. Like. If you haven't seen A Walk to Remember, please watch it.
Oh my God.
That shit is, like, so sad, but it's one of my favorite movies. That and The Notebook. Favorite love movies of all time.
I love that movie.
Literally so good. But anyway, so I went upstairs and I was watching this movie, and Gabby came and knocked on my door, and I was like, yeah. And she was like, are you okay? And then, like, I didn't respond because, like, I was literally crying. And she came and she, like, just laid with me and, like, hugged me. And then I just, like, silently cried to myself. And, like, she knew. And, like, yeah. I knew. And then, like, I feel like there was a couple times, not a couple times, I think there was, like, honestly maybe one time where you were, like, upset. And I went up there and I, like, did the same thing. And I just kind of laid with you for a little bit. Yeah. And I was like, you know what? Like, at the end of the day, we're strong-ass individuals. Like, we have our weak moments.
Of course, because we're human.
We have our weak moments. But I will never... And I could say this man that I'm genuinely upset about, he did not disrespect me in the sense of, like, ever doing me dirty. Mm-hmm. He disrespected me in the sense of he wasn't able to give me the same type of emotion and connection that I was able to give him. Mm-hmm. Which, yeah, sucks as fuck, but it's not that bad. Right. Compared to, like, other situations.
Yeah.
And I think that Bucky is amazing. He's an
Yeah.
amazing person, and fuck the next bitch that he's with. Fuck her. 100% fuck that bitch.
We're gonna hate
But
her.
we're
No
gonna
matter
hate her. We're gonna hate her together.
We're gonna hate her.
But
together.
at the same time, she's lucky as fuck because he's an amazing person. He's a great person. And then same thing with Nick. Like, he has some growing up to do.
Oh, so much.
So much growing up to
So much,
do.
Nicholas.
Little motherfucking happy feet. But
We say that because fucking Nick, literally, anytime we've seen him, we'll be like, how's your sock tan? This man can literally pull down his socks and his feet are fucking white.
it's crazy because it
It's
looks like he still
hilarious.
has socks on.
It looks like he didn't take them off. He got that second layer of socks underneath.
Yes. No, but I think that, like, they're both very respectable men and, like,
I know. It would be so much easier to be like fuck you and hate
Fuck
them.
you.
And it would be so much easier.
Yeah.
But it's like, then we were with them for a reason because they're not fully idiots. Assholes. No,
idiots.
I'll take that back. Mine's kind of an idiot, but
I think they're idiots in their own ways, but they're not assholes.
yeah, no, they're not dicks,
Yeah, and I think
Yeah.
that Bucky is amazing. And I think that you think that Nick is amazing, and I think that we were a stepping stone for them.
Mm-hmm.
And they were a stepping stone for us.
Absolutely.
And I hope that the next people that we find are just as amazing and more.
Absolutely. So
And for them as well. But fuck them.
But
Fuck those bitches.
just know I got him ready for you.
100%.
And it's like I know he's dumb, but he was a little more dumb before. Like I got I was the primer.
Yeah.
I was the primer.
God,
So
this
moving
episode is
into
fucking
that,
rough.
so what do you prefer or think of, single life versus, are you a single person or are you more of a relationship?
I'm gonna have you answer first. I'm curious as to. I didn't fart.
That was definitely the chair. The house would have blown up if that was real.
100%. I want to hear your answer first, just because I feel like we might have the same answer. I'm
Ooh,
curious.
okay.
I'm curious.
So, for me, I feel that I am a relationship person. Just from my track record, because I have not been single for more than a couple months, I think, since I was like 15 years old. And I'm 24 now. So that's like saying a lot. I think it's not that I'm afraid to be alone per se, but I think it's just like when I find that connection with someone, it's just like I just pursue it. Like it's just in me. It's just like, okay, like if I'm feeling this, like I'm gonna try and I'm gonna pursue it, see where it goes, and if it doesn't happen, it's not the end of the world. But like how I said, it's just like I can't just have sex with someone and not have it mean something. So I think that kind of is just like, okay, I'm forced to get to know someone. It's just like, I'm going to get to know you. And that's kind of like that's how you start a relationship. So I think I am more of a relationship person rather than like a single person. And when I am single, which is not often, I'm just looking at all the couples like, wow, they're so cute. I hate y'all. Like,
Yeah.
So I think I'm more of a relationship person. I just have like a really big heart. And I'm a sucker for like all the cuddles and just like, all the cute little things you do when you're in a relationship and things like that. Like, so that's me. I'm a relationship person, like straight up.
I don't know how to answer this question. I feel like I'm a relationship person. I think that when I'm devoted to someone, I'm 150% all about them. Like, even when it was rocky towards the end with me and Bucky, I felt like I was still 100% about him until it wasn't. You know what I mean? But at the same time, when I'm single, I live my best life.
You do.
Like, I'm not gonna feel sorry for living my best life, and I'm not gonna feel bad for living my best life.
Right.
And I also like I think maybe what it is like it's hard for me to develop a strong emotional connection for someone. like it's actually hard for me because when once I develop that emotional connection for you, I'm in it. Like I am
Like you're
150% in it. So maybe that's what it is. I'm kind
Would you
of,
say you're a picky person when it comes to the kind of guys you like?
yeah.
Okay.
I say I'm picky even for the kind of guys that I'm just like entangled with. Like
It's the entanglement for me.
It's the entanglements for me. Like I'm picky. But yeah, I don't know. I think I'm a little bit of both. But when it comes down to it, I do think that I'm a relationship type of person because I do like the comfort of a relationship and I like the devotion of a relationship and I like somebody being all about me. I really do. I enjoy somebody being all about me. I enjoy being all about somebody. So I think I am 99.9% a relationship person, but I also think I'm like 0.0% a single person because I know how to enjoy myself.
I think you're doing a better job of the single life than I am.
Thank you.
1,000%. Like, for sure. For sure.
Thank you.
And I'm proud of you for that because in a way I feel like you're going through a harder time too than I am with your breakup than, I was. But it's so crazy because you feel the way you feel, but you're still okay. Like, like you put yourself out there, like you go on dates, like, we have an entanglement or two over and you're fine. Like, you're thriving. You're good.
I'm trying to. Yeah, I think I'm like I said, like I feel like I'm just genuinely okay with separating my emotions.
Yeah.
From like my needs. My goddamn needs. From my emotions. Somebody can satisfy your needs and be nothing.
Ooh, see, that's not what it is for me.
No,
like,
I feel like guys are so good at that.
Like, I can't do that. I can't do that.
I don't know. I feel like
I wish I could.
Okay for me.
I feel like life would be so much easier.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so it's time for the segment of is this your cup of tea or not your cup of tea?
Yes.
Okay. So, is it your cup of tea to be the dumper or the dumpee in a relationship?
So I'm not gonna lie, I hate breaking up with people. I absolutely fucking hate it. I feel like probably even more shit when I'm broken up with, but I can't find the words in me to like end it with somebody, and I've always been like that. If I, for whatever fucking reason, was the person to end it, it was like I was genuinely like either interested in somebody else, like dead ass, because I've never cheated. So it's like if I broke up with you, it's because like I was ready to hook up with somebody else. Yeah, fully ready.
You wanted to be in that single life.
Or no, that's like literally the only reason, because I hate breaking up with people. I hate being that person. I hate making the other person feel like shit. Not that that's necessarily what the dumper does, but like I just don't want to even be put in that situation. So I'm kind of always the dumpy by default because I just don't like, even with Bucky, like I was feeling that coming. But I gave him the option to do it. Like I literally basically stated that like I was kind of feeling that, and I gave him the option to cut the cord.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, like he did it, and he's the dumper and I'm the dumpy, and that's how it is, and it fucking blows. But like I would have rather that happen than me do it to him, and then I would feel like even more shit for like doing it to him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think for me personally, my cup of tea is being the dumpy. I think it's a little harder and you cry a little bit more, but I think that like I'd rather be the dumpy because I don't like being the dumper. On amount of like a comfortable level, like comfortability, I don't like being the dumper.
Yeah.
I just don't.
Okay.
What about you?
1,000% I'm the dumper. No hesitation. No fucking hesitation whatsoever. I think it's because like I'm very much like I know how I feel and I know what I want. And like I think guys are kind of like more forgiving in a sense where it's like if they fuck up, they're like, oh no, like I could do something like get them back, or like, or like, just give her some time, like I'll just try my hardest to make it. We're like, nah, Like, once you, like, really fuck me over, I'm like, okay, bye. So it's just, like, I'm the dumper for sure. I'm just like, yo, like, you know, this is really nice. This is really fun. I'm not talking about my last relationship. I'm just talking about, like, you know, in general. It's like, once you really fuck me over, it's very easy for me to walk away. So it's just like, you know, and that's it. Like, that's all she wrote. Like, bye. So it's like, and if I feel like I'm not getting treated like how I deserve to be treated, it's like I could easily dump you so easy. And it kind of sucks, but it is what it is. And that's kind of like what happened, like, my situation too, like, with my ex. Like, it's like, you know, like, he kind of fucked up in very different ways, but ways that were still tolerable. But with the reason why we broke up, I was like, nope, that's not tolerable. And I pretty much put up with almost anything and everything. But once he did that, I was like, it's the end of the road, buddy. It's the end of the line. Yeah. So I'm very much the dumper, and I've always been that one in, like, the past. Because I'm happy to say that, like, it's taken some time, but it's just, like, at the end of the day, like, I know what I'm worth.
Yep.
And it's just like, and I don't give a fuck about your feelings because you obviously didn't give a fuck about mine.
Yeah. I admire you for that, because I wish I was stronger in that sense, where I could be like, you didn't give a fuck about me and I should not give a fuck about you. And I wish I could say that. But for me, I think I just, like, I don't even think it's that I care what he thinks about me. I think it's just, like, I genuinely just care about, like, him.
Yeah.
And it's fucking shitty. And I wish I, like, did it.
You need to very much, like, learn more. I think you've gotten so much better at it, but you need to put yourself first over others. And I think that's just, like, the loyal in you. That's just, like, the loving person in you. Like, you're always, like, very concerned with, like, your loved ones. And it's just, like, you're always very caring about, like, the other person's feelings. But I think sometimes, like, you need to learn to, like, put that aside.
Yeah.
And get a little better at it.
And that's where I feel like I'm learning from you, because you are so strong in that sense, and you can just kind of, like, you know what you deserve, and you know what you want, and you know that that's not it, and you can be like, okay, fuck you. Like, I will find it even if it's not, like, with you.
Yeah.
So I admire that.
I think from what I'm learning with you is, like, I could, like, jump the gun a lot. Like, if I'm feeling it that way, I'm just like, boom. Like, I could be a little impulsive. And I think Lex has, like, kind of taught me, like, all right, slow down for a second, bitch. Like, okay, like, think this through. Like, think it through. And I think I've definitely learned to, like, okay, take a second. Like, okay, am I like, you know, really feeling this way? Is this just, am I mad? Like, so I feel like you've definitely told me, like, okay, like, take yourself out of the moment for a second and think about how you're going to be feeling, like, maybe in a week or two. Like, okay, like, are you sure you're feeling this way? Is it just because of something they said? Like, you know, whatever. So it's just, like, I think she's, like, taught me to, like, slow down for a second and really think about it.
Yeah.
You know? So I'm, like, thanking you for that for sure. But my cup of tea is definitely being the dumper. For
yeah,
sure.
I'm the dumpy for sure. Crazy.
So to kind of, like, to end this, you know, amazing episode.
This goddamn heartbreak.
This heartbreaking episode. Let's end it on, like, a hopeful note.
Okay.
What would you like in your next relationship after going through such a long-term one? Like, you know, what do you know for a fact that you want to see in your next partner?
I can honestly say I want my next partner to be exactly like Bucky, except for the fact that I want them to be able to communicate with me on a deeper level about how they're feeling and when they're feeling a certain way and when I'm bothering them. And I want to be able to communicate with them when they're bothering me and them not get defensive.
Okay.
Like I said, I have very little bad things to say about Bucky.
Yeah.
He was such an amazing person, such an amazing guy. He treated me so well. I will never, ever say that he did anything to me to treat me shitty. except for after the relationship when I felt like he treated me like I was nothing.
Yeah.
And that's where I feel like I was the most hurt. And that's where I feel like I still am really hurt. But besides that, like, in the actual relationship, he treated me so well.
Yeah.
And I don't think I ever expressed
You're giving
to him
credit
enough.
where credit is due.
Exactly.
Definitely.
I don't think I ever expressed to him enough that I appreciated that so much. But at the same time, I do hope that in the next relationship I'm in, regardless of who it's with, that they're able to communicate with me about anything and everything.
So I think, like, you need a stronger sense of, you know, an emotional connection for your next relationship.
I can be real physical.
That's easy.
But I just need that. I almost need that, like, affirmation.
Words of, like, you know,
Not even words, just, like, actions. Like, actions,
Okay,
words of affirmation that you're in this with me. Rather than me feeling like I have to put out in order for you to show something. So I think that in that sense, like, I will willingly put out. But I'll only do it if I feel that you are willing to connect with me on a deeper level.
And that's what you want.
That's what I want. In my next relationship, that's genuinely, like, what I want.
Want that for you.
Yeah. What about you?
In my next relationship, I want a man who's ready to just get real and be ready to just create that solid future for us, because, like, that's what I didn't get, I think. Like, I feel like I was with someone who was just going in the opposite direction with me in, like, in the sense of goals. You know, so I think I need more of a man who's ready to, like, you know, and it's hard to ask of that, like, at our age. Like, I know, like, I'm only 24. Like, it's kind of hard to find someone right now in this day and age who's, like, who you get with and it's, like, ready to be like, okay, like, all right, babe, like, it's me and you, like, let's hold it down. Like, we're gonna, like, make a solid future for ourselves. So I think, like, that's kind of the man I'm looking for, one who's ready to, like, you know, provide and do their part and, like, be as much of a breadwinner as I am.
Yes.
So, and I think I just need someone who's just, like, a little more mature and knows what they want from their lives in a way. And not that even, like, I'm not even trying to put, like, Nick down, because, like you said, like, you know, Bucky's an amazing person. Like, I'll always, like, have Nick's back and, like, say, like, he's an amazing person as well. But it's just, like, we just wanted different things in a relationship, and, like, he wasn't ready to step up to the plate, in my opinion. And for my next relationship, it's like, I don't want to have to ask you to do that. I want you just to do it because that's how much you love me.
Yeah.
You know? And that's how I know why it needed to be done, because I shouldn't have to ask you to get serious about our future. You should want to do that on your own. So I think that's what I'm looking for in my next relationship. I don't want to have to, like, beg and work and ask you to get your shit together. Yeah. Like, you need to have your shit together already, and just, like, either be about me and be about, you know, our hustle and our, you know, and everything like that. Like, that's what I want.
Yeah.
You know?
It's funny because, like, when me and Gabby have talked about, like, our futures, like, I've always said that Gabby's going to be the one that has a family first. And I think it's true. I think, like, once Gabby finds somebody that she knows is willing and, like, will be a good, like, father to her child, like, she'll like, be down.
If I could pop out these babies now, I would. Like,
I think she would be. And I'm like, don't get me wrong, I want kids, but, like, not anytime soon.
Right. Like, I'll walk past the baby section at Target and be like, oh my God, Alexis, look at all these clothes. And she'll be like, ugh. Like, she'll be like, bitch, I'm on my way to, like, look at the purses right now.
Literally, I'm still, like, in my prime being selfish, okay? No, yeah, I want to travel and I want to do all these things, and Gabby's kind of a little bit more ready to settle down. But again, like, I admire
travel,
that.
bitch.
No, I know you want to travel, but you're more prepared to settle down than I am.
Yeah, for sure.
And I can respect that, because I think if I had, like, if for whatever godforsaken reason, I got pregnant today.
You gonna knock
I
on
don't-
wood?
Oh no, we're
Knock
not
on
even knock
wood.
on wood because it's not happening. It's
Love
not
that.
happening.
Love that.
That's it.
If Alexis gets knocked up before I do, I'm gonna laugh.
I'm literally, I might cry, honestly. I don't know. But I think, like, Gabby would be the one that's more so prepared, and I love that for her. I
thank
really
you.
do. I don't think I'm ready.
And you don't need to be ready right now.
But you know what? I think that I would be more ready to commit than you would be.
Yes, I very much like, you know what? It's weird just because as much as I'm ready for like that lifestyle, I have so many walls. Like and I hate that about myself. Like I think that's my downfall, really. It's like I have so many like barriers that a man would have to go through, and you know, a lot of men don't want to deal with that, and like that's fine. But that's why, you know, like that's why I'm so picky. At the same time, it's just like, okay, like I really gotta like really see something in you. Like, okay, like can you bring that vulnerable side out of me? Because that's like the first step. If I think I could like, you know, even kind of somewhat let my guard down around you, like that like means a lot. So, but I think I'm like on the right path. Like, you know, I think you're teaching me a lot. Like I have a lot of people in my life who, you know, like, you know, I feel comfortable where I'm at in my life right now. Like I'm happy. Like, I don't know, it's just life's getting better. Like,
Yeah.
I know
think
I
it's
got a
just-
little off topic right now saying that, but like,
No, I think I have a really hard time adapting to change. But I think that this particular change has been really healthy for me. And I think
yes.
whether or not me and Bucky were meant to work out, or I mean obviously we weren't, but like let's say for whatever reason we were meant to like actually work out, I think that I've learned a lot with this experience of not having him almost as like a clutch, not having to rely on him and having to rely solely pretty much on myself, and you know, realizing who the people are that are closest to me and whose friendships I should cherish more. And I think it's brought me a lot closer to people that some were unexpected and some were like more so expected than others. And it's really been an eye-opening experience. And I wouldn't necessarily trade it for anything else because, you know, me and Gabby have gotten a lot closer. I mean, we were close before, but I think going through this experience together has been crazy. That's all I have to say is crazy. But it's been so much fun at the same time. It's been heartbreaking and it's been sad and we've cried, but it's also been fucking exciting and scary and fun all at the same time. And like I said, I don't adapt to change well, but I feel like this change in its own way was really healthy for me because I was able to see like, okay, like, yes, this person provided this and this and this for you for this many years, but at the same time, like, look at how well you're doing without them.
Yes.
Like, even though you still hurt every now and then, even though it's still sad, maybe you get lonely, or maybe you just want some fucking dick. Like, regardless of the situation, look at how well you're doing without them. And I think both of us can honestly say that we're doing pretty fucking fantastic for ourselves.
Absolutely.
And that's beautiful.
Amen.
And I love it.
Amen.
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 I'll drink to that. Wow.
Love that for us.
Uncovered a lot today.
Uncovered a lot.
It was great.
This is a hard episode. We've been talking about making this episode literally
For a
since we started our
long
podcast.
A long time.
For a long time.
But I think we needed to find the right timing where you were okay talking about it, where I was okay talking about it. And I think like now it's just it was like now or never, like
Yeah.
And even though we let a few tears flow, which was bound to happen, like we got through it.
Yeah. Yeah, we literally have been talking about this podcast episode since we started the podcast. And we were like, you know what, we're going to do it. It's going to be the second episode. And then it wasn't. And then we were like, it's going to be the third. And then it wasn't. And then we were like, you know what, it's going to be the sixth. And then low-key, like, even though it wasn't. We had a whole other episode planned, but we just didn't post it. But I'm kind of glad that this episode's over and it's done with,
Get out of the
and we
way.
never have to look back at it again, because best believe the next episode is we're about to have a featured guest. And that's all I can say.
Yes.
That's all I will say. But this featured guest, no holds bar. Like, they're going to let it all out.
All out.
All out on the table. And you're just going to have to sit back, relax, and fucking listen.
I personally can't wait.
I'm so excited. I'm not going to tell you what the episode's about. But it's going to be some riveting stuff. Riveting. And I'm so excited for it.
Me too, for sure.
Yeah. So I know this episode was a little heavy compared to what we usually post, because we were usually very lighthearted and fucking funny as fuck. I already know. But and this episode was a little heavy, but we needed to kind of initially we started this podcast just as fun and for fun, just to express ourselves.
And that's definitely still what it is.
No, for sure. But I think that's why we had to do this episode, is we had to express ourselves with this particular topic, and we had to let it out. And now that it's out and it's about, we're able to move on and we're able to create more content. That's just
And whoever
true
does
to us.
decide to even get through this whole thing, you definitely know us now on a way deeper level.
Yeah. I mean,
sure.
I don't cry for fucking anyone, but I really don't. It took me forever to even cry in front of Gabby. And the only reason I did is because this bitch showed up at my door. Literally, was fucking in and out. But, no, I think that, if you experience this episode with us, then you really get a deeper understanding of, the type of people we are. And, yeah, it's all fun and games sometimes, but sometimes shit hits the fan and it really sucks. And, you gotta literally a in-depth look at what that is. And
from our perspective, at least.
And it is what it is. And like I said, we're doing well for ourselves, and we have our days where we're just sad, but for the most part, well, I would say actually Gabby's doing pretty fucking well, because she has a little entanglement going on. Well, biggie going on.
I will happily say that I'm getting to know someone very well.
Yes.
And I'm a happy camper.
Yeah.
And I think for the things I said that I want in my next relationship, I kind of see in the horizon a little bit.
Really?
Yeah.
This is new information. Breaking news.
Oh my god! And it's so crazy because it was I think it just happened so fast, but you can't really help who you fall for when you do it. And I'm getting teary eyed talking.
You are. I see it happening.
Oh my god! I'm the last one to take a shot. Wow.
Yes, you are. God fucking bless.
I didn't think it'd be me.
It's all right.
Okay, here we go. Whew. And yeah, I guess I'll end with that. It's just we're both, even though our circumstances are a little different, Alexis is very much coming into her own and blossoming into a wonderful person, in her singlehood, and we're both learning from each other in different ways, and we're both moving on in our own different ways, and I think we're both getting to the points where we're discovering different parts of ourselves in a good way.
Yeah.
And
I think
there's hope. There's hope.
Yeah. I think you're ready to be able to start something new, and I don't think I'm quite there yet, but I'm still enjoying myself.
I love that.
Yeah.
And I'm cheering you on the sidelines.
Thank you. I'm still enjoying myself and still having a great time. Living my best life.
Love that.
But yeah, I personally know I'm not there yet, but I know that I'm on the track of being there. And I think
Yes, you are.
that still counts for something.
It does.
And once this quarantine's over, husband, wherever you are, whatever girl you're hooking up with,
Fuck that bitch
fuck
you're
that
with.
bitch. Come through. Oh my god. But yeah, I
And on
think
that note,
that's it. That's it. That's
and
the episode.
that's the tea.
That's the tea.
So thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned for episode 7.
Featured guest. Don't forget.
Oh god.
It's gonna be a great time.
It's gonna be a good time. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
listening.
We love you guys. Thank you for our 10 subscribers.
Love ya.
I can't do it. Bye.